For this last segment, we're going to be talking about The Matrix. I don't know if you are aware, but apparently that it's official. They're making a fourth Matrix movie with Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss returning for the movie. As much as I like Keanu Reeves, and I've actually openly admitted that I'm a huge fan of Keanu, I'm actually not on board with this, and here's why. If you watch the Matrix trilogy, I personally like all three. Some people only like the first one. Others believe that the second one's okay. The third one was horrible. Again, I like all three. I will admit that Revolutions was not the best out of the three. But I don't think the three movies in general are very horrible. I actually like them. But again, I'm not on board with this for two reasons. One, spoilers, but again, if you haven't seen the trilogy, then you really need to watch it because if you haven't watched it yet, these are really old movies. I wouldn't say old, but I mean, they're pretty old. Actually, yeah, they are kind of old, but again, if you watch them today, you wouldn't even, you would be blown away by the special effects that were used in that movie. You'll be blown away. But again, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen them, and if you haven't, go watch the movies. Okay? But anyways, spoiler alert. At the end of the Matrix Revolutions, Neo dies. Again, Keanu Reeves' character, Neo, he dies. Carrie-Anne Moss's character, Trinity, she dies. The only one left from that honestly makes any logical sense is Morpheus, who is played by Lawrence Fishburne. So I don't see why they're making a Matrix 4 when Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss are returning, knowing that their characters died in the last movie, like in literally the last movie of the trilogy. So I don't. That's why I'm not on board with this because it doesn't make sense. Is it a reboot? Is it a sequel to the third one? Because if it is a sequel to the third one, how are they bringing back Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss? Because their characters died. Unless their characters are going to be brought back for flashbacks, then that's perfectly fine. But if they're actually returning as main characters, then it doesn't make sense. Because Neo dies at the end of the Matrix Revolutions. He dies against in his final fight with Agent Smith, and Trinity dies on her way to on literally on the route to Machine City. She literally dies. Neo goes into Machine City by himself after Trinity literally is lethally harmed. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know. Again, as much as I'm a huge fan of Keanu, I don't think this is a good idea because it doesn't make sense. That's the thing. It doesn't make sense. We don't know as of right now. We don't know the plot. All we know is that they're making a fourth Matrix movie with Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, and returning. But it doesn't make sense because Neo is dead, Trinity is dead. If they were making a fourth Matrix movie with Lawrence Fishburne, that I wouldn't mind because at least Morpheus is still alive. But Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss's characters are dead. They died in the last movie, so I don't see why they're making this now. I don't see why they're making a fourth Matrix movie. But let's go on with the article. It's from CBS News, and in the title reads: Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss are officially returning for Matrix 4. The Matrix Cinematic Universe is officially back. A fourth Matrix movie is in the works, and it will star the original Neo and Trinity characters played by Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss. Lana Wachowski, who co-created The Matrix with her sister Lily Wachowski, will write and direct the film. Warner Brothers announced Tuesday. Alexander Hammond and David Mitchell will co-write. We could not be more excited to be re-entering The Matrix with Lana, Warner Brothers Picture Group Chairman Toby Emmerich told Variety, who first reported the news. Lana is a true visionary, a singular and original creative filmmaker, and we are thrilled that she is writing, directing, and producing this new chapter in the Matrix universe. And there's a picture from the first Matrix with Keanu and Carrie-Anne Moss. Again, I might digress a little bit here, but he still looks the same. I really don't know what's his secret, but this dude still looks the same. Except he just has a beard. But anyways, let's keep going. Wachowski said the concept of the Matrix is more relevant than ever before. Many of the ideas Lily and I explored 20 years ago about our reality are even more relevant now. Wachowski said, I'm very happy to have these characters back in my life and grateful for another chance to work with my brilliant friends. The first Matrix film hit theaters in 1999, resulting in a trilogy that cumulatively grossed more than $1.6 billion at the global box office. No plot details have been announced for the upcoming movie, and a release date has not yet been confirmed. And that includes the article. Like I said, so far we don't know the plot, but if it's literally a direct sequel to Matrix Revolutions, it doesn't make sense. As much as I like Keanu Reeves, I think this is a really bad decision. I could be proven wrong. I know I'm open to be proven wrong, but for me, this doesn't make sense. Neo dies at the end of the Matrix Revolutions. Trinity dies as well. Morpheus is the only one alive. So it wouldn't make sense to bring back Neo and Trinity. It really doesn't. Why? Because one of the main things that they literally emphasize in the Matrix trilogy is that if you die in the Matrix, you die in the real world. So if they pull off this nonsense saying, well, Neo died in the Matrix, but he's not really dead. If they do that in the fourth movie, that's a bunch of BS. Because the Wachowskis created the Matrix. Like, they literally created the Matrix movies. The Wachowskis, they created this movie franchise, which become a really celebrated movie franchise. Granted, the next two sequels are very controversial, but you cannot deny that the first Matrix was a huge hit, and it continues to be iconic. But again, they built this universe, so I don't know what they're gonna do to bring back Neo and Trinity. That is, if they're actually bringing them back to life or something like that. But one of the main rules that are constantly sticks in the Matrix trilogy is that if you die in the Matrix, you die in the real world. Neo died in the Matrix, so therefore he died in the real world. Trinity was not in the Matrix, but she did die in the real world. She was killed by, she died during her infiltration to Machine City. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I really don't. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. I like the Matrix trilogy, but I think this is unnecessary. Is Hollywood really running out of ideas? Is it about adding sequels, unnecessary sequels to iconic and and adored movie franchises? I mean, Disney's already rebooting Home Alone. They want to reboot it. The star of the franchise of the first two, Macaulay Culkin, literally spoke out against it. He didn't like the idea. But again, Disney does whatever they want, and I don't know. I think this is a really bad idea. Leave the Matrix trilogy alone. Come up with something original, Hollywood. Make us fall in love with something original. Be like, I don't know, John Wick. Create an original story that people love. Why do you think John Wick is such a success? Because it's new, it's fresh. It's not rehashed, or it's not a reboot, or it's not a remake. It's ridiculous. Has Hollywood really run out of ideas? Really? Matrix 4? Again, I could be proven wrong. I could be proven wrong, but it doesn't make sense. If you're bringing back Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, it would make sense if you bring them back for flashbacks. But to bring back the characters from the dead, then no, I'm not buying that. And again, it doesn't make sense. Trinity's dead. Neo is dead. They both die in the last movie of the Matrix trilogy. The only one alive is Morpheus. Other than that, it doesn't make sense to bring them back. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Matrix 4, again, there's no plot. Do you think that Matrix 4 is going to be a sequel to to Matrix Revolutions? Do you think it's going to be a reboot? And if it is a sequel, do you think it makes sense to bring back Neo and Trinity even though they died in the last movie of the trilogy? Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit the notification button as well, that way you never miss an upload. But again, the best thing you can do is share the video. I don't know if YouTube will rank this one. Like I said, it's not political, and it's not anything political at all. It's just talking about the entertainment industry. But again, you never know. But if you share the video, that lets me know that you like hearing what I have to say, even though you don't agree with everything I have to say, and you want other people to hear what I have to say. But in all sincerity, guys, this is a franchise that I grew up with. Obviously, I was born in '96, so I was too young to appreciate the Matrix because I was too young. But I have the trilogy. I rewatch them every time I get the chance, because Keanu Reeves, I think, is just a great actor. I think the Matrix trilogy, whether you want to disagree with it or not, I think that all three movies are good. Obviously, the Matrix is probably the best one. Reloaded and Revolutions, obviously, they're not as good as the first one, but I don't think they're that bad, honestly. But other people will disagree. But do you honestly think, are you on board with this? Are you on board with Matrix 4? And if you are, why so? Let me know in the comment section below. This is going to be the last segment for today. Hope you guys have a good rest of the night, you guys, and stay awesome.